Just start.
Adiyan Srimate Ramanujayanama, Adiyan Ramanujadasan. Welcome everyone to the fourth session on the essence of Thiruppavai. Uh, as a recap, in the last three sessions, starting from the first session, we discussed about how Bhudevi Nachar has incarnated as Andal and how Thiruppavai came into being. We also looked at how Thiruppavai is actually the seed to the Vedam. We looked at glance at the meaning of Taniyans and the first five pAsurams, the meanings and the inner meanings of uh, the Paratvadi Panchakam. And we also looked at the uniqueness of Sharanagati in comparison to other Upayams. And we also looked at the esoteric meanings of the 6 to 15th Pasuram in the previous session, how Andal wakes up the 10 Gopikas, which actually represents the qualities. And Swami also explained the importance of congregation and compassion and the sequential order in which we approach Bhagwan. Now let's take a look at the next set of pasrams and their meanings. Adiyan Swami.
Andal Thirudigade Sharanam, Alvar Embermanar Jiyar Thirudigade Sharanam, Jiyar Thirudigade Sharanam. In this month of Marghadi, we are going through the essence of Thiruppavai. This Thiruppavai is a very special Divya Prabandham, which was composed by Andal Nachiyar at a very young age of 5. When she was just 5 years old, she had great love for Krishna and she wanted to only marry Krishna. She declared that if anyone spoke about her in connection with any other individual, even if he doesn't hear about it, if just that matter was discussed somewhere else also, she will not be able to tolerate that and she will not live anymore. So that is how much love she had for Bhagavan. And she had that love due to two aspects, two reasons. One is she is naturally a divine consort of Bhagavan. She is Bhumi Devi, Bhudevi Nachiyar, also known as Bhumi Pirati. Second reason is she appeared incarnated as the daughter of Periyalvar, Vishnu Chitta Swami. So Periyalvar had great love towards Bhagavan, especially he was in the mood of Yashoda, Mother Yashoda, and he was performing Mangala Shasanam for Bhagavan. Usually, when anyone sees Bhagavan, if that person is a common layman who is devoted to Bhagavan, let us say, that person, if he doesn't have deeper understanding of philosophy, he will just think that Bhagavan is the Supreme Lord. He will provide us whatever we need. So he will pray to Bhagavan, give me this, give me that. So that is the first level of devotees. And then there is next level of devotees who understand that we are servitors of Bhagavan. We have to serve Bhagavan. It is not just we are taken care by Bhagavan. Our needs are fulfilled by Bhagavan. Those are there because He is the Lord and we are His servitors. But beyond that, as a servitor, we have to serve Bhagavan. So we have to go and pray for such service. So give me this service, give me that service. Let me serve you in different ways. That is the next level of devotees. And then there is even higher consciousness, which is looking at Bhagavan as someone who is present in this world where we are living, which is full of dangers. Every day we see so many different tragedies happening. So, as a devoted person to Bhagavan, when we see Bhagavan in this world which is full of dangers and disasters, the highest level of consciousness is to worry for such Bhagavan, care for such Bhagavan. What will happen to Bhagavan when he is there? Is there going to be any danger for him? Is he going to be attacked by someone? So this level of consciousness is what Periyalvar had. Now one may wonder, Bhagavan is supreme, he can protect himself. Why should we worry about his protection? Actually, the philosophy also says that he should protect us, not the other way around. So one may wonder, what is this highest level of consciousness where we care for Bhagavan and we worry for his protection? And that level of consciousness is that motherly affection, love towards Bhagavan. As a mother, she will see her son, however great he may be, however strong he may be, however successful he may be in this world. But a mother will see her son as her son only, someone to be cared for, someone to be protected for. If the son is a great warrior and he can defeat thousands of enemies at once, still the mother will worry, oh, is something going to happen for him in the battle? Or when he goes out, will somebody attack him from the behind? Will some danger happen to him, occur to him? So she will be constantly worrying, even though she may know that he is a great warrior, he can easily destroy any number of enemies. That is the affection a mother has towards the son, towards her child. So this kind of love towards Bhagavan is seen as a very high level of love and affection. So that is what Periyalvar was having, such affection. And that is why he is glorified as Periyalvar. Periya Alvar means big Alvar. He is not chronologically the first Alvar. He has not sung most pAsurams. There are other Alvars who have sung more pAsurams. So these are all not the reasons for him being called Periyalvar. Why is he called Periyalvar? Manavada Mamnigal says, மங்களாசாசனத்தில் மத்துள்ள ஆழ்வார்கள் தங்கள் ஆர்வத்து அளவுதான் அண்ணி பொங்கும் பரிவாலே வில்லிபுத்தூர் பற்றபிரான் பெற்றான் பெரியாழ்வார் என்னும் பெயர். All the Alvars have this concept of Mangalasasanam. Their intention is to seek the well-being of Bhagavan as well. And they do it. Occasionally in their pAsurams, they seek the well-being of Bhagavan. But none have this amount of such care and love towards Bhagavan as Periyalvar had. Periyalvar had such total care and affection towards Bhagavan that he was constantly singing Pallandu, Mangalashasanam. Pallandu means Pallandu, Pallandu, Pallandu. That means one has to live long, one has to live long, which is Mangalashasanam, seeking the Mangalam, desiring for the well-being of the individual. So such was the mood of Periyalvar. And because of being brought up by such Periyalvar, Andal had such great love and affection towards Bhagavan. So first reason is she had natural love towards Bhagavan, being the divine consort of Bhagavan. And second reason, being nurtured by Periyalvar, she had great love. So out of this love, she wanted to marry such Bhagavan only. And when she became 5 years old, she declared that I will only marry Bhagavan. but she didn't know how to attain him. Being a very small child, young girl, she was thinking how to attain Bhagavan, and she thought about different ways which are mentioned in Shastram, Karma Yogam, Jnana Yogam, Bhakti Yogam, and all that. But she felt being a small girl, she is not qualified for any of those pursuits. So she decided, let's see what was done by others. And based on that, we can also follow the same. Because we always have to see what elders have done in our sampradayam and align our lifestyle based on our elders' lifestyle. So here she observes that Gopikas had done this vratam to attain Krishna. And that vratam was organized by Krishna himself because Krishna wanted to get those Gopikas. It was his desire to be with Gopikas. But the elders in the town did not allow Gopikas, who were very young and charming, to be with Krishna because they didn't want. Always the Gopikas were thinking about Krishna and they didn't want that to happen. So they had put a break in their togetherness. They stopped them from meeting. So Krishna planned, as there was no rain for some time, desiring for rain, Krishna kind of planned that somehow this discussion about what to do for the rain came up. He arranged that thought process in the elders. And then when they were discussing, they were all saying, now we need the young girls to do some vratam so that it brings rain to us. On the other hand, the young girls were looking to be together with Krishna. And Krishna wanted to be with the Gopikas. So he was there observing what these elders were talking, and they were saying, we need someone to take care of these girls during the vratam. And they all asked, looking at Krishna, because he is always eager, running around. So they all asked, Krishna, can you take care of these girls while they perform the vratam? Krishna said, first he hesitates. He pretends to hesitate. He says, no, I have so many things to do. I have to go and take care of the cows. I have to take care of all the cows. They only drink water and go and eat the grass when I am there. The cows don't behave well otherwise. So I have to go and take care of those. At the time, the elders start pressurizing him. Oh, no, Krishna, you have to do it because there is no one who is capable of keeping all these girls together and making sure that they do the vratam properly. And finally, he agrees as if it is a favor for them. And then now they all have to go to do this vratam. This vratam has certain rules and regulations. They bath early in the morning and then they do some prayers and so on. So they have to be taken care and they have to be taken to the Yamuna river and so on. So the Gopikas would come to Krishna and then they all will go together. So this is the concept of the Pratham which was done by Gopikas. Hearing this story from Puranas, Itihasas and all that, which was taught to Andal Nachiyar by Periyalvar, Andal Nachiyar decided, oh, this is a good way to attain Krishna, Bhagavan. So she says, I am going to do this Marghadi Vratam, Nonbu. But unlike the case of Gopikas, where they were instructed by others to engage in this Vratam, and they just thought that it's a good opportunity to be with Krishna, they took it up. But here, Andal Nachar herself decided to do this Vratam based on those past incidents, thinking that this is a way to be with Bhagavan. And she starts this Vratam. But unlike them, she is just doing all of this in a mental platform. Everything is happening within her heart. And she considers Srivilliputur Bhagavan, Vattapatra Shai, as Krishna. She considers that temple as Nandagopa's palace. She considers the girls of Srivilliputur as the Gopikas. And she also invokes all the Gopikas and tries to go and see Krishna and then enjoy him. So here the goal is to enjoy Krishna. That is the goal of this Vratam. And the Vratam is nothing but just going towards Krishna. That is all. Nothing more than that. There is no other specific rituals or anything like that. That is how Andal Nachiyar is performing this Vratam. So in the first 5 Pasurams, we saw how this Vratam is to be done. How Andal Nachiyar prayed for the well-being of those who are supporting the Vratam. How she orders Parjanya Deva to bring rain. And how on taking up this process of surrender, all the sins will be eradicated, both past and future. All of those were explained in the first 5 Pasurams. And then from 6th Pasuram to 15th Pasuram, she goes and gathers all the Gopikas and they are trying to go to Krishna's place. That is the goal. So she goes and wakes up all the Gopikas who are sleeping. There are 5 lakh families, so they have to go to 5 lakh homes. But here she does it as a sample for 10 Gopikas. She goes to 10 places, 10 homes, and she wakes up 10 Gopikas. And she already has some Gopikas with them who have already come there to participate in this Vratam. So all of these girls, under the leadership of Andal Nachiyar, they go to the different Gopikas' homes and they wake up those Gopikas. We saw what that meant. We saw that Pasuram Vedam Vallargalai kondu Vinnor Peruman Thirupadam Panindu. So Vedam Vallargal are those who are experts in Shastram in this world itself. They are present here, they understand Shastram very, very nicely. They know the essence of Shastram, not just Shastram. Those are Vedam Vallargal. And then Vinnor. Vinnor means those who are present in Sri Vaikuntham, like Nitya Suris. We have to pursue Bhagavan through those who are very devoted to Bhagavan, totally surrendered to Bhagavan in this world. And then those who are Nitya Suris, who are eternally serving Bhagavan. And then we have to approach Bhagavan finally and surrender unto him. So this is the process. Now in this Vinnor, Nitya Suris are there and also Bhagavan's divine consorts are there. Sri Devi Nachiyar, Bhumi Devi Nachiyar, Neela Devi Nachiyar, they are also present in this Paramapadam. So after approaching Nitya Suris, then we have to go to Sri Devi Nachiyar, Bhumi Devi Nachiyar, Neela Devi Nachiyar. And then finally we have to go to Bhagavan. So here in this 6th Pasuram to 15th Pasuram, we saw that Andal Nachiyar approached different Gopikas. And they are like those who are well versed in Shastram. Now, are the Gopikas well versed in Shastram? Have they studied Shastram? That question may arise, and we saw the answer for that also. The essence of Shastram is to understand the greatness of Bhagavan and be surrendered to him totally and live for him only. So that essence is well understood by Gopikas. All their lives are dedicated to Krishna only. They don't seek any other happiness. They don't seek any other enjoyment. They don't seek any other materialistic possessions. They only want to be with Krishna all the time. So that is the essence of Shastram. So they are well versed in Shastram. We can easily say that. After going through these Bhagavatas here, then we have to go to Nitya Suris. So here, Nandagopa, Yashoda, and then Balarama. All three are representing Nitya Suris because they are all with Krishna all the time. And especially Balarama, as we know, is an incarnation of Adishesha. He has come here to serve Bhagavan. So they are kept in this particular position of Nitya Suris. So after going to these 10 Gopikas, under nature proceeds to Nandagopa by first visiting his palace. So that is what we see in the 16th Pasuram. நாயகனாய் நின்ற நந்தகோபனுடைய கோயில் காப்பானே கொடித்தோன்னும் தோரண வாயில் காப்பானே மணிக்கதவும் தாழ்த்திடவாய் ஆயிர சிறுமியரோமுக்கு அரைப்பறை மாயன் மணிவண்ணன் நன்னடைய வாய் நேர்ந்தான் தூயோமாய் வந்தோம் துயிலப்பாடுவான் வாயால் முன்னம் முன்னம் மாத்தாதே அம்மா நீ நேய நிலைக்கதவும் நீ கேலோ ரெம்பாவாய். So here in the 16th Pasuram, she first goes to the palace of Nandagopa. There are two sets of guards. The first set of guards are outside the main gate, and then there is another set of guards inside the palace. So these are like Dwarapalakas. We see Jaya Vijaya, for example, as Dwarapalakas of Bhagavan. Wherever Bhagavan has a temple, usually we have these Dwarapalakas. Dwar means door, Palak means one who protects. So they are like guards protecting the entrance. So the etiquette is that we go through these guards first. They are the ones who are giving protection to Bhagavan. So we have to first go and seek their permission to enter and request them to open the door for us to go towards Bhagavan. So that is what is shown in this Pasuram. So here, Nayaganayan and Nandagopanuடைய கோயில் காப்பானே. So the focus is on guards first, because only when they open the door, we can enter in. We remember the incident of Jaya Vijaya not letting in the 4 Kumaras. This happens in this world, in the Leela Vibhuti. Oftentimes it is said to be happening in Vaikuntham, but that wouldn't be logical, because Kumaras cannot enter Vaikuntham. They are limited to this universe, this Anda. Each Brahmanda has one Brahma, and Brahma gives birth to these 4 Kumaras from his mind itself. So they are Manasa Putras of Brahma, and anyone who is present in this universe, inside the Brahmanda, they are restricted to this universe only. They cannot even go out of this universe. It is like we are citizen of this country. We cannot easily just go out of this country and enter any other country. We are limited to this country. Unless we get a separate visa and all of that, then only we can go. Similarly, usually in this universe, whoever is there, they are restricted to this universe only. So this incident of Jaya Vijaya happens inside this world, samsara, inside our andam. So there Kumaras go and request the permission of the gods to let them in, but gods don't, Jaya Vijaya don't let them in. And then there is an argument, and then finally the Kumaras curse the gods, and then those Jaya Vijaya take birth as Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, Ravana, Kumbhakarna, and then here Shishupala, Dantavakra, and so on. We hear this incident, right? So there we can understand a very important philosophical concept, that when we have to enter Bhagavan's place, we cannot do it by force. We have to get the approval of the devotees who are caring for Bhagavan with utmost affection. Those Jaya Vijaya are not ordinary personalities. They are having so much affection to Bhagavan, towards Bhagavan, that they are always protecting his place. So that incident shows us, if we try to fight with them and violently enter or so on, then it results in unfavorable situation for us. So this concept of entering with the permission of the gods who are caring for him, who are giving him affection, protection, is very highly emphasized in this pasuram. In this, they are saying that Krishna has promised us already that he will give us what we want. So we've come here with great purity in our hearts to wake him up. So you have to open the door for us. So this is the request they are keeping towards them in this pasuram. Here they are glorifying Andal Nachiyar and all the Gopikas. They are all glorifying Nandagopa also. Because Naiganayan and Nandagopa. Naiganayan and Nandagopa means he is like the chief, he is the supreme here. That is because he has so much affection towards Krishna and he shows that affection by protecting him properly. That is why he is glorified also as great, as the leader. So in this pasuram, the emphasis is on respecting those who are giving care and seeking their permission before entering. That is 16th pasuram. And then 17th pasuram, we have Ambarame Tannire, Sore Ranjayum, Emberman Nandagopala Elundurai, Kombanarkellam Kodinde Kulavelake, Embermati Yashodai Ariurai, Ambaram Udaruthu, Ungi Ulahalanda, Umbargomane Uranga Dendurai, Sambar Kaldi Chelva Paladeva, Umbiyam Niyam Orangelo Rebavai. Here in this pasuram, Andal Nachiyar is waking up Nandagopa, Yashoda, Mother Yashoda, and Balarama, and subsequently Krishna also. Here she is glorifying Nandagopa, saying that he is very generous, he is very benevolent. That is how she is glorifying. She has great respect for her father-in-law. Just like Sita Pirati had great respect for Dasharatha Chakravarti. She would always identify herself as Dasharatha's daughter-in-law more than Janaka's daughter. After getting married, that was her identity. She always, even when she was in the forest and when she was taken away by Ravana, at that time also she says, if Dasharatha Chakravarti was alive, this could not have happened for me. He would have definitely protected me. That is how much confidence she had in her father-in-law. So here Andal Nachiyar also wants to marry Krishna. So she has great respect for Nandagopa, and that is revealed by her words. And then she glorifies Yashoda Mata. She tells that, Andal Nachiyar tells that Yashoda Mata is like the best of all the cowherd girls. And she is waking her up also. And then she is asking Krishna to wake up. And then finally she is also asking Balarama, Baladeva, who has beautiful lotus feet as well. And she is requesting him to also wake up along with Krishna. So here an important concept is shown, that Bhagavan's dear relatives, those who are considered by Bhagavan as very, very dear, must be dear for us also. So, for example, Bhagavan considers Alvars, Acharyas as very, very dear for him. So, we also should show great affection and love towards Alvars and Acharyas and Uttama Bhagavatas because they are very dear to Bhagavan. Just like Andal Nachar is going and glorifying Nandagopa, Yashoda Mata, Balarama, who are all very dear to Krishna. Similarly, Alvars, Acharyas and Uttama Bhagavatas, they are all very dear to Bhagavan. So we have to glorify, we have to serve such Bhagavatas. That is emphasized in this pasuram. And she is always, Andal Nachar is always looking at Bhagavan's different leelas. So here, Ambara Mudaratu Ongi Ulahananda Umbar Komane. So here she is highlighting Bhagavan's supremacy in this pasuram, that he lifted up his divine foot and measured the higher places, higher abodes. That is a very good representation of Bhagavan's supremacy. So that supremacy is also highlighted, and singing the glories of Nandagopa, Yashoda Mata, and Balarama. She is waking all of them up along with Krishna in this pasuram. And then we have three pasurams, 18th, 19th, and 20th pasurams. So here in the two pasurams, she woke up Nandagopa, Yashoda Mata, and Balarama, who are all representatives of Nityasuris. And then here in the 18th, 19th, and 20th pasuram, in these three pasurams, Andal Nachar is thinking she has to approach Bhagavan through his divine consort, not directly. Even after going through Nityasuris, she feels that there is something missing, there is some shortcoming in our approach. We still haven't approached Bhagavan's divine consort before we approach Bhagavan. So now, Andal Nachar is thinking we have to wake up Bhagavan's divine consort, Krishna's divine consort. Now, who is that? He had many, many divine consorts. 16,000, more than 16,000 wives were there for Krishna, because he went to Narakasura's place, he killed Narakasura, and all the celestial girls who were captured by Narakasura were released by Krishna, and they all pleaded to Krishna that please marry us. So Krishna married all of them. And then he had 8 primary consorts: Rukmini Pirati, Satyabhama Pirati, and then Jambavati, Satya. Like this, there were 8 primary consorts. So among those, who is to be approached in Krishna Avataram? That is the big question here. And our Acharyas, especially Andal Nachar, is showing Napinnai Pirati is the main consort who is Purushakaram, recommendation authority for us in Krishna Avataram. In each Avataram, Bhagavan has a divine consort with him, sometimes more than one divine consorts. Like in this case of Krishna Avataram, he has Sri Devi as Rukmini Pirati, Bhumi Devi as Satyabhama Pirati, and then Neela Devi as Napinnai Pirati. So this Napinnai Pirati is often shown in Alvars Pasurams, in many, many Alvars Pasurams. She is said to be Pinnai or Napinnai. She is the daughter of Mother Yashoda's brother. So they have natural relationship to get married in our traditional culture, we see that these cousins, not from father's side, from mother's side, cousins are usually seen as apt partner for marriage. So if a girl has an uncle from her mother's side, if that uncle has a son who's elder to this girl, then they can marry. It's a naturally allowed marriage. Similarly, even from the father's side, if it is father's daughter or father's sister, then there can be a relationship between the children from that side. But from mother's sister's side, they won't marry. Similarly, father's brother's side, they won't marry, because then they are like brothers and sisters. But cousins in this manner will be married. So here, Yashoda's brother's daughter is Napinnai. Yashoda's brother is Kumbha. His daughter is Napinnai, and she is the one who is married to Krishna. In the Gopakulam, when he was in the Ayarpadi, this Napinnai Pirati is associated with him, with Krishna. Now there is some confusion here about the identity of Napinnai Pirati. Although Alvars have sung about Napinnai Pirati a lot, if you see in Bhagavatam, there is no specific reference of Krishna getting married when he was that young. That is before leaving Ayarpadi. After leaving Gokulam, Ayarpadi is Gokulam, Thiruppavai. After leaving Gokulam, after reaching Mathura, then being in Dwaraka, he marries 16,000 celestial girls. But before that, he had Rukmini Pirati and Satyabhama Pirati. These 8 primary consorts were there. So in this sequence, there is a little bit of confusion, because it's not clear in the works of Purvacharyas what is the real identity of Napinnai Pirati. It's a little bit of a gray area for us. So we have to leave it as it is, because we can only go up to how much our Acharyas have explained. But there is a similar, we see that Napinnai Pirati is married by Krishna by killing 7 bulls, which was kept as the challenge. So Kumbha announces that whoever kills those 7 bulls, they will marry his daughter, Napinnai Pirati. Even though they have natural relationship to get married, it was a challenge placed by Kumbha. And based on that, Krishna kills those bulls and marries Napinnai Pirati. Now there is a similar story in Bhagavatam where Nagnajit is a king who keeps the same challenge. So there is some alignment there, but it is not completely aligned. And there is also another explanation given that the same girl whom Krishna married first, killing 7 bulls, the same girl appears as Nagnajit's daughter, and again Krishna kills 7 bulls in the same manner to marry that girl. So there are different viewpoints in different sampradayas, but in our sampradayam, Alvars have spoken about Napinnai Pirati in many pasarams. So we just take it in that level. We don't go deep into the analysis of who that person is. So this Napinnai Pirati is very dear to Krishna in this Krishna Avataram. Hence, Andal Nachar decides to approach Krishna through Napinnai Pirati. And in these 3 pasarams, Andal Nachar is going to Napinnai Pirati's palace, because she tries to wake up Krishna thinking that he will be in Nandagopa's palace, but then because Krishna doesn't come out, even after her calling him out a lot, she decides that perhaps he is not here. He is in Napinai Pirati's palace. So she goes to Napinai Pirati's palace along with all the other gopikas, and then she sings these three pasurams. In this three pasurams, she identifies the greatness of Napinai Pirati. She explains the intimacy, closeness between Napinai Pirati and Krishna. Her very enjoyable nature is identified. Her youthfulness is identified. Her beautiful divine form is highlighted. She being the very beloved for Krishna is identified. Her recommendatory role being the Purushakaram in uniting Krishna with all the Atmas, that is highlighted. So these aspects are shown in these three pasurams together. Undu Madagalithan, Oda the Tolvilian, in that pasuram, Kuttivilakeriya, and then Mupatumuvar, Amararku Munsen. So these three pasurams, the relationship with Napinai Pirati for Bhagavan is greatly emphasized and glorified. In that, in this Undu Madagalithan pasuram, they are asking from the outside, they are pleading to Napinai Pirati to open the door of her palace by highlighting the signs of dawn, that birds are chirping and cuckoo birds, the hens are chirping, cuckoo birds are also making noise. So these are all indications of dawn. So she is asking, Andal Nachar is asking Napinai Pirati to come and open the door. So here Andal Nachar is approaching Napinai Pirati with the great hope that she will immediately help them unite with Krishna. But it doesn't happen. In the first pasuram itself, it doesn't happen because there is a little bit of a tug of war happening between Krishna and Napinai Pirati inside the palace. As Andra Nachar and Gopikas call out from outside, Napinai Pirati starts to go to the door, to open the door. That time Krishna is pulling Napinai Pirati back. And he says, let's not get disturbed now. And then Krishna wants to help a little later. At that time, Napinai Pirati says, let's wait. So there's a little bit of a tug of war going, but they are doing this to increase the love in Andal Nachar and others who are waiting outside, because as they wait a little longer, their love keeps growing. So that is the concept here. And this pasuram is very, very much liked by Bhagavad Ramanuja. It is said in the commentary, because this talks about how both are competing with each other to help the Jivatma, both Bhagavan and Pirati, both Lord and his divine consort. They are both competing with each other to help the Atmas. So this in this pasuram where Andal Nachar first surrenders to Napinai Pirati and prays for her help first. That is an important aspect in our Sampradayam, that we always go through Pirati, just like Bhagavad Ramanuja himself surrendered to Sri Ranganayaki Tayar in Gadyatrayam, in Sharanagati Gadyam. First he surrenders to Sri Ranganayaki Tayar, and then only he goes to Bhagavan. This is because we need to first highlight our servitude, our surrender towards Tayar, Pirati, and then only we can go to Bhagavan with her recommendation, so that Bhagavan will easily accept us. So this concept is shown in this pasuram, and hence it is very, very dear to Bhagavad Ramanuja. 19th pasuram is குத்து விளக்கெரிய கோட்டுக்கால் கட்டின்மேல் மெத்தன்ன பஞ்ச சயனத்தின் மேலேறி கொத்தலர் பூங்குழல் நப்பின்னை குங்கமேல் வைத்தி கிடந்த மலர் மார்பா வாய்த்திரவாய் மைத்தடம் கண்ணினாய் நீ உன் மணாளனை எத்தனை போதும் துயிலட ஒட்டாய்கான் எத்தனை ஏலும் பிரிவாத்தகில்லாயால் தத்துவமன்னு தகவேலோர் எம்பாவாய். Here Andal Nachiyar is becoming a little bit upset with Napinai Pirati. She is saying, your nature is to help us, but you are not doing that. Bhagavan is resting on divine bosoms of Napinai Pirati. That means, as we discussed in the previous session, whenever there is bosom, that means bhakti. Bhagavan is resting on Napinai Pirati's bhakti. That means he is totally mesmerized about her devotion. Because of that, he is little bit even drowsy, that he is not able to come out and help the gopikas, not accept them. But Andal Nachiyar, this Napinai Pirati, she has the responsibility to help all the gopikas. But she is also not letting these gopikas come close to them. And because of that, they are upset from outside. And they are saying, this is not apt for your Swarupam. That is, the true nature of Pirati is to unite Atmas with Bhagavan. But here, she is putting a little bit of a break there. But the ultimate intention is different. Still, outside, Andal Nachiyar and others are not able to tolerate that. Hence, she is, Andal Nachiyar is saying that you are not fulfilling your responsibility of being Purushakaram. So that is shown in this pasuram. And then 20th pasuram, now Andal Nachiyar is waking up both Napinai Pirati and Krishna together. And she is telling Napinai Pirati that you cannot make us wait any longer. You have to unite us with Krishna immediately and help us enjoy him. Just like you are enjoying him, you should let us also enjoy him. So here, 33 அமரர்க்கு முன் சென்று கப்பம் தவிர்க்கும் கலியே துயிலடாய் செப்பமுடையாய் தெருளுடையாய் செத்தார்க்கு வெப்பம் கொடுக்கும் விமலா துயிலடாய் செப்பன்னமென்னுளை செவ்வாய் சிறுமருங்குல் நப்பினை நங்காய் திருவே துயிலடாய் உக்கமும் தட்டொழியும் தந்து உன் மணாளனை இப்போதே எம்மை நீராட்டியலோர் எம்பாவாய். So here, in this pasuram, this concept of neeratam, that is going and bathing, is very nicely explained. The internal meaning is explained. உக்கமும் தட்டொழியும் தந்து உன் மணாளனை இப்போதே எம்மை நீராட்டு. So here, நீராட்டு means make us drown in Krishna's devotion towards Krishna. So that is what is prayed here. And they are asking, you have to give us this ukkam, tattoli. Ukkam means this fan, hand fan. Tattoli means mirror. You have to give these equipment so that we can also serve Bhagavan with that. And finally she says, un manalai ippode emmai neeraattu. Ukkamum tattoliyum thandu, un manalayum thandu. We should keep like that. You should give fan, you should give mirror, and you should also give Krishna to us, because only you can give us. So if you give Krishna, then we can immerse in him. We can drown in him, in his devotion. That is prayed in this pasuram. 33 அமரர்க்கு முன் சென்று கப்பம் தவிர்க்கும் கலியே துயிலடாய் செப்பமுடையாய் திரளுடையாய் செத்தார்க்கு வெப்பம் கொடுக்கும் விமலா துயிலடாய். First, Andal Nachiyar is waking up Krishna. And then she is waking up Seppanna Menmulai செவ்வாய் சிறுமருங்குல் நப்பினை நங்காய் திருவே துயிலடாய். Then she is waking up Napinai Pirati. And as they wake up Napinai Pirati becomes very pleased with them. And then she also comes and joins Andal's Goshti. And starts enjoying that mood of being together with all the gopikas and so on. So here in this 20th pasuram, Andal Nachiyar is saying that both Upakaranams, the materials for Kaikaryam, and Bhagavan are to be presented to us by Tayar only, Napinai Prati only. So that is the important aspect in this pasuram. So with this we will stop. If there are any questions, we can go through them.
Adiyan Swami, Adiyan, thanks for the wonderful explanation. Adiyan has a small question here. Andal Nachar approached Bhagwan via Napinnai. Here, could she also would have been approached via Sridevi Nachar or something like that? Why
Yeah.
only she chose Napinnai?
Yeah. See, that is what is explained in the introduction of Undu Madagalitan Pasuram commentary. This aspect is discussed. See, in each avatara, Bhagavan has a particular primary consort. In Ramavataram, we have Sita Pirati, who is an incarnation of Sri Devi Nachiyar. And anytime anyone approaches Rama, that person has to approach Rama through Sita Pirati only. And that person should also desire to enjoy and serve both of them together only, not desire for them independently. It is also shown in the commentaries that Surpanaka desired for Rama at the expense of Sita Pirati. So she got her nose and ears severed. Ravana desired for Sita Pirati without Rama. He got his life taken away. He was killed. But Vibhishana Alvan, he desired to serve both Pirati and Perumal. So he got eternal service to Bhagavan. So we have to approach Pirati as recommendatory authority and then surrender to Bhagavan. This is the process. Now, in each avataram, that which Pirati may be different. So here in Rama avataram, there is Sita Pirati. In Varaha avataram, it is Bhumi Pirati because she is the one who was rescued by Varaha Bhagavan. So in the Varaha avataram, it is Bhumi Devi, Bhumi Pirati. And in Krishna avataram, Napinne Pirati is identified as the one who gives utmost enjoyment to Krishna, most beloved consort. Because of this fact, because she is the most beloved consort, even though Rukmini Pirati is the primary consort in Dwaraka, still Napinne Pirati has great significance and Krishna likes her more than anyone else because he has greater liking towards Napinne Pirati. We approach Bhagavan through Napinne Pirati in this incarnation. Other than this, in the commentary it is also shown when we go to Kshirabdi, whether we go or not, but if we go, we have to approach Bhagavan through Bhumi Devi and Sri Devi because both are of equal importance there. When we go to Vaikuntham, there Bhagavan is seated with Sri Devi, Bhumi Devi and Neela Devi. So we have to approach him through all those three consorts. Ultimately, Sri Devi is the primary consort in Vaikuntham also, and our service is directed towards Sri Devi and Bhagavan. Still, we approach Bhagavan through all the consorts in Vaikuntham. So, in different incarnations, different Piratis are shown as most important.
Adiyan, that explanation.
Yeah.
Adiyan Ramanujasan Swami, I have a question about Nappinai Pirati. Swami, is Nappinai Pirati and Radharani both are same only as avatarams of Neela Devi like that?
No, Nappinai Pirati is certainly not Radharani. There is no specific equality in their nature and the identity as such. Because here it is specifically mentioned that Krishna kills the 7 bulls and marries Napinai Pirati. And that narration is not there for Radharani. And in other, in the primary Puranam, Bhagavatam, Sri Bhagavatam, there is no specific reference about Radharani also. And there are references in other Puranas and so on. We don't know all the different incidents, how everything happens and all that. But as far as we understand, they are completely different personalities in our understanding. Because the life incidents are different. What is explained in the north as the incidents happened in Radharani is different from what has happened according to our Purvacharyas and Alvas in the life of Napinai Pirati.
Adiyan Swami.
Yeah. Any other questions in the chat? Is there any questions?
Yeah, there is a question in the chat. The question reads, is Napinai Pirati one of the 8 principal consorts? If so, what is her non-Tamil name which she is associated?
Yeah, we kind of already discussed about it. There is a similar incident, Satya, who is the daughter of Nagnajit, and she gets married to Krishna after Krishna defeats those 7 bulls. So, if there is any similarity in their life incidents, only that can be said. But there are some differences. Because here, the person's name is known as Kumbha. And there is actually a Shlokam also, Purana Shlokam is also shown by Pallilokam Jiyar in the commentary for Neelatungas Tanakritadi, that Taniyan, where it is explained that the father of Napinai Pirati is Kumbha, and Napinai Pirati is an incarnation of Neela Devi. So that is how much we know. Because of that similar incident, we may conclude that Napinai Pirati is Satya. But that also, depending on the chronology, it's a little bit different. So we cannot exactly say.
Adiyan, if anyone has any other questions, please unmute and or else you can post your question in the chat.
Other questions? Then we can conclude the session. We will again try to meet some others. Okay. துயிலெழாய் எழுந்தருளுவாய் எழுந்தருளுவாய் துயில் கொள்வாய். There is a question. Let's see the gist of it. First, the question's gist. We request Vigraha Perumal, Vigraha Murti, that is Bhagavan, in the Vigraha form, to wake up and then to be seated and then go to rest and so on. Would Bhagavan in the form of Vigraha do all of that? That is the question. See, Vigraha is a form of Bhagavan, just like Bhagavan was present in Vibhavatarams with physical forms. Here, Archavatara forms are also physical forms. But in Archavataram, Bhagavan restricts himself without much action. He is just present in that form and accepts all our worship through that form. So out of love, out of affection, we show such mood and such bhavam towards Bhagavan. But whether he does it, like when we ask him to wake up, does he wake up like Vibhavavataram? No, he wouldn't wake up like Vibhavavataram. In Vibhavavataram, for example, when Krishna was here, if his mother goes and taps him and wakes him up, then he will literally wake up. But in our Vigraha Perumal, even if you tap him, if you ask him to wake up, he will not wake up, because that is the vow he has made in Vigraha stage, in the Vigraha form. He would remain without any impulsive or immediate action. It is Bhagavan who is appearing in this Vigraha form for our benefit, so that we can worship him in the form which we like, in the form which is authorized in Shastra, and do some kainkaryam, do some service, like bathing Bhagavan, dressing him up, and then offering bhogam to him. But he doesn't literally accept all of those. Rather, he does it out of his bhava. Just like, for example, when we say in the Thiruvaradhanam, we say, for example, we offer Nurutada Akara Vadisil. In the pAsuram, Narunarumpudil, in that pAsuram we recite and we say we are offering 100 parts of butter and 100 parts of sweet rice. Every day we recite that pAsuram, but we don't offer that. We just do it mentally. Similarly, Bhagavan also responds in that manner through his revelations, through his signals. For example, if I pray for something, he may give a signal through other Bhagavatas, in our mind, through some incidents. So that is how he interacts with us. It is not that he speaks to everyone individually. There are some special personalities like Tirukachinambi, Kanchipurna, who spoke to, conversed with Bhagavan when he was here. When Tirukachinambi was here in this world, he conversed with Varadaraja Bhagavan. So there are a few independent entities, like individuals, who had interaction with Bhagavan. But other than that, in the Archa form, he doesn't act like the Vibhava form. But it is the Bhava in which we submit to him. We don't treat him just like a statue, because for us, Bhagavan's Vigraha is his form. Just like Bhagavan's Krishna form, Rama form, this is also another form. If you see Krishna, how much ever love we will show, at least that amount of love we should show towards Archa form. In fact, we should show more love, because in the Archa form, he is totally depending on us. It is like a helpless child. A mother will have more affection towards that helpless child. So Bhagavan has taken that form to inspire us, to create love in us, to establish that connection with us. Many people see Archa form and become very devoted to Bhagavan. They don't know the philosophy, but they just see Archa form and they become greatly devoted to Bhagavan. So that is the power of Archa form. Through his beauty and through his expressions, hidden expressions, he attracts the mind of people and makes them devotees. There is another question, the follow-up question for Napinai Pirati is Sita, Satya. Why did Kodai not use this name? Why did she use the name Napinai? Because see, pAsurams are in Tamil. Because of that, Tamil names are used. For example, if we look at Rukmini Pirati, it is said as Urupini in Tamil. Somebody who hears Urupini, they will not even understand that it is Rukmini Pirati. Though there is sounding, they are sounding similarly, but someone who doesn't know these concepts, they wouldn't even know that it's Rukmini Pirati. Similarly, this Tamil name is present for Andal Nachiyar and is present for Nappinai Pirati. And Andal Nachiyar singing in Tamil, she used this Tamil name. Even for Acharyas, for example, in any of the works, if we see, they will say Tirukotiyur Nambi. They will not say Goshti Purna. Because Nambi is the Tamil word for Purna, one who is complete. If we say Purna, people in Uttara Bharatadesham, they will understand. If we say Nambi, they will not understand who it is. But it's a language specific name. So we cannot say much about why Andal Nachiyar did not use that name, Satya, and used Nappinai. That is what she chose to use. And again, as I said before, Nappinai Pirati equals Satya is also somewhat not clear for us. Because one thing we have to understand is that we will not have answers for everything the way in black and white we expect to. Because these are Shastram and these are very deep subjects, and it's a very vast literature. What we know is very, very little. We know Bhagavatam, we know some Puranas, we know Alvar's pAsurams, but there are so many other literature where many of these principles may have been discussed. But we have lost a lot of literature during the invasions, during the times when there was like famine, drought, and all that. So many things were lost over time. So we may have lost some information which are vital in these aspects. But we cannot worry about those things. We just, if we are not able to find out something, it's okay. We don't know many things about our body, but we are still happily enjoying bodily pleasures and moving on in our life without worrying about what is inside the liver, what is inside the lungs, what is inside the heart, what is inside the brain. So we don't worry about those things, but we happily live our life. Similarly, we should understand in spiritual aspects also, there are some mysteries, there are some unknown facts. We just have to know to live with it. They are not like make or break. We have to know to accept and move on. So this is some area where it is not very clear for us. So we can just accept whatever we know and just enjoy that. There is another question: is Radharani significance of bhakti? See, Radharani, this concept of Radha is very prevalent in Uttara Bharatadesham and even other places in Bharatadesham, except for our Tamil Desham, where she is not very popular. Only in the recent past, due to influence from some of the northern cultures and different bhajana sampradayams, there is more talk about Radha. In the past, if we look at our Purvacharya's literatures, there is no specific mention about such personality. Some people say one or two references are there. It's okay. So if you look at whole of our Purvacharya's literature, maybe few references are there. In lakhs and lakhs of manuscripts, just 2 or 3 references are there. So that is how much our Purvacharyas have known and discussed. Maybe they would have known, but they have not given much importance about that. But in the northern regions and other places, there is so much emphasis, especially in Vrindavan, in Jagannath Puri, and Gujarat, and many other places. There is so much importance given to Radha Rani. So we can see her as a great devotee of Krishna, a great Gopika, and accept her greatness, nothing wrong in it. Because if you think about the reverse also, many people don't know about Nammalvar. Many people don't know about Tirumangayalvar in the north. But if a honest devotee of Bhagavan comes to know about the mood of Nammalvar, how he had great love towards Bhagavan, how he was so immersed in Krishna Bhakti, how he had pioneered this love towards Bhagavan, even in a feminine form, in a feminine mood, which nobody had imagined in the past. If you look at literature, 1,000 years ago, we don't find any literature in the north speaking about these Madhurya Rasam, love towards Krishna. If you just go back 1,000 years ago, we don't find any literature there. But 5,000 years ago, Nammalvar had sung so many pAsurams in feminine mood, Samshlesham, Vishlesham, this union and separation. All of these were sung so many thousands of years ago. And these were the inspirations for many of the newer sampradayas. But they don't know about Alvar. But their elders knew, just like our elders knew about everything. Certainly, in the past 600 years ago, 700 years ago, in many sampradayas, they would have known about Alvars, their works, because by the time Bhagavad Ramanuja had propagated our sampradayam, he had brought out the glories of Alvars, how our philosophy is entirely based on Divya Prabandham, Sharanagati, and so on. So he would have he had clearly explained the greatness of Alvars to entire devotional community. So any honest devotee from Uttara Bharata Desham would be in great reverence, awe, and wonder about Alvar's devotions. So similarly, we see if there are many followers of Bhagavan, many Vaishnavas, many Bhagavatas glorify Radharani, then we accept her as someone who is greatly devoted to Krishna. But beyond that, since our acharyas, our alvars have not spoken much about her, we don't really engage in glorifying her in a day-to-day manner. We focus on what our alvars and what our acharyas have given to us. So that is the stand. That is our philosophy. That is our principle, basically. Any other question? Actually, our next session is going to start. It's Saturday, right? Yeah, for children, we have Sunday classes at 7:30. It's going to start. So we'll end this session now. We'll continue in the next session with the next set of pAsurams and their essence.
Adiyan Swami. Thanks for the wonderful session.
Andal Tiruvadigalai Sharanam. Alvar Embermanar GR Tiruvadigalai Sharanam. GR Tiruvadigalai Sharanam.
Adiyan Ramanujadasan.
Adiyan.
Adiyan Ramanujadasan.
Adiyan Ramanujadasan.
Adiyan Ramanujadasan.